Right? I kind of like her because she's a go-getter. It's by any means necessary, but damn, like, but she's supposed to be Miss Southern Belle.
Yeah, she's a Southern Belle. Yeah, that's what
Southern
I like about
Belle,
her,
Miss Sweetness, Miss this, that, and the third, or whatever. She is truly ratchet. Like, how you let your friend fall and then think that your friend ain't gonna tell? She might be able to gag that book, but then...
No, she's not.
I don't
No, she's not.
think so.
She's not going to be able to do that.
Wait,
She's
don't talk about... Wait.
All right, yeah, all right. We're uncomfortable, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
What's up, YouTube?
What's going on, YouTubers?
This is Super Diva.
Mike the Socialite here.
Broadcasting to you live.
From Mount Airy, PA.
Yeah, baby.
Yes,
we got some interesting topics, guys.
It's getting really juicy. So, I know you guys have been watching Housewives of Atlanta. The HOA or whatever. Look, so I've been following the last couple episodes that Phaedra, she's been, in the talks with, her man Apollo about doing this donkey booty video, this workout tape.
Right.
And she wanted to get Kenya Moore to, since she's got a production company, to do the production of this video. So Kenya Moore got the, secured the distribution deal with a major label, major company and everything. And when it all comes down to it, Miss Phaedra, she doesn't want to actually give her 10% of the future proceeds, and that's all she wants is 10% of the future proceeds, or back end. She will not give her nothing. She feels as though, and then Phaedra, Miss Southern Belle, she tries to put it like this, that,
What?
She tries to label it like, she didn't, that was her offer. Kenya didn't come out with an offer. Kenya did come up with the offer. She wants 10% or back in. And I love my little Southern Belle.
I do too, Phaedra. I don't know. You're kind of scaring me a little bit.
In the office, she breaks out the tea and everything. Like, once Kenya sat down, she broke out the tea and got the, oh, yes, Miss Moore. Like, she's so, I love it. She's so classy. Or is she?
Because
this.
I'm afraid.
So, before we get back into Housewives of Atlanta, I want to touch bases with this. There is a tell-all book coming out about Miss Phaedra and Apollo from her very close friend and business associate that has just been released from jail, and she's writing a tell-all book. That Miss Phaedra, Miss Southern Belle, was the brains of this entire insurance fraud scam, where they were chopping up cars. She was making up the fake registrations, the fake insurance cards, and everything. And it's this whole huge insurance fraud thing where she kind of got most of her money from. And what I believe is another reason why Apollo went to jail.
Right, that makes sense.
She wrote for Apollo. She supported her man, as a woman should.
Right. She
supported him, but this is why the friend is coming out with this. If anyone was to get in trouble into this entire situation, this clique that they had going on, Phaedra, as the attorney, was going to support them, get them out, get them less time, or whatever, or still take care of them because it was all a whole racket going on.
Right, exactly.
She didn't do anything. She said what really pissed her off is that she saw Phaedra having her baby. She had little Aiden, his little adorable self, with her husband after she was married. She did do it the appropriate Southern Belle way. She saw her having her baby on TV, and she had to have her baby in jail, and the baby was taken away from her for 24 months.
That's unbelievably
so
crazy.
She's letting the cat out the bag. My question is, do you think Phaedra's going to try to gag this?
I think that she can't gag it. Because she served time. Okay? She
served time for this crime.
You see what I'm saying?
She served time for this. She served all her time for this crime.
And she can't say anything because it's documented that, all this whole thing went down with this insurance fraud scandal and everything that's going on. I just think that it's so crazy that she didn't look out for her friend who was a part of this whole freaking thing that she came up with while she was in jail. I mean, come on.
Why I think it possibly is true is that look how she's trying to backstab Kenya.
Yeah.
And she said to Apollo,
Apollo said, I'm not liking this.
Apollo said, well, if we don't go with this deal in regards, off of this whole controversy, back to the show, guys, in regards to this distribution deal for Donkey Booty, Apollo says, well, what happens if we don't take the distribution deal? What happens with y'all friendship? Miss Phaedra, she goes, well, it's all right, because luckily we haven't been friends for that long. and popped a smile. I said, she is grimy. I don't trust Miss Phaedra.
No, I'm not trusting
I don't trust
her
that
at all.
Southern Belle at all.
At all.
It is getting juicy.
That's too much. That's just 3 in a row right there. That's tic-tac-toe.
That's making me believe that maybe with a friend, a confidant from back then, you know, and then the fact that she's an attorney, that she married a criminal and took care of him and looked out for him while he was in jail, that one of her close friends that people can verify went to jail and she wouldn't answer her calls or nothing.
That is unbelievable.
Miss Phaedra is all about herself. When it comes down to that money, she's not letting nobody in on the cut.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, what the heck? And people who's hooking you up with it? That is crazy.
Well,
now,
she was the legal in the brains of the operation. Everybody else did
now
legwork.
I'm talking about with the Kenya situation.
Oh, now that whole thing.
And
I
she's
think
hooking you
grimy.
up? That is
It's
freaking
a distribution
grimy.
deal. You
What?
don't want to give her nothing. And then the fact that Phaedra tried to throw it on Kenya with Cynthia. Because Cynthia, you know, she does Cynthia Bailey, the former supermodel that's on the show.
Right.
You know,
Oh, I like
her and
her.
her husband Peter. Yeah, she's so classy.
Yes.
She says beauty fades, but class is forever.
Yes, totally.
Now, Phaedra tweets...
I don't know about that, but...
this beauty's lasting on forever.
Okay.
So, yeah, so
And class.
Phaedra tweets that the Bailey agency is doing the casting call for that. And Cynthia's like, this is a business. I do casting calls. I will cast for a fee. So it's like she trying to get free labor, free work out of everybody. She tried to slide and cut Cynthia out of that. She tweeted, go to the Bailey agency. I guess, you know, trying to throw it on Kenya that Kenya was supposed to have that done. Kenya did the distribution deal, and she's going to produce this donkey booty workout tape. She's not doing your leg work. You do your own leg work.
Exactly.
Like our friend did the leg work and ended up going to jail. So Candy's having this whole birthday party for her boyfriend. I kind of like him. He's cool. What? Oh, and then she even asked him. She even asked Candy's boyfriend because Todd has a production company. Todd said he tried to cut Kenya out like I could do it for a quarter of that. First of all, I think Kenya's amount was too much. She wanted $100,000, and yeah, for a donkey booty workout video, it was like the number was astronomical. Todd like I could do that for less than half the price, for 20% of that amount. So he's just trying to get his money. Get your money, Todd, because he's with Candy, and Candy from Escape, she's about her money. So she has this birthday party, and Kenya tries to throw this whole situation up in there or whatever. And it's like, okay, like, it's Todd's birthday. Shut up. You're not even friends with Todd. Candy barely likes you. Don't nobody want to hear about that.
Alright.
Don't nobody want to hear about your problems with Phaedra. Leave that shit at the door, okay? You get yourself a glass of champagne. This is, and why I want to touch bases with Kenya. Another thing on this episode, Nene, she got a job on The New Normal. Okay. Which is a new series popping off, because we all know she was doing Glee for a while, so she's got another job. I love Nene with this whole, I have arrived.
Yeah, that's my girl.
She always says that, I have arrived. Okay. I have arrived.
Okay.
She's arrived in Hollywood. So Kenya did used to live in LA, and she had a storage unit. So instead of paying for the storage unit, she let Nene, since Nene's just renting in LA, working at Paramount Studios, she just let her hold her furniture. So she is a willing, giving person. My issue with that is, my issue with that entire situation, My issue with that entire situation is Kenya has the need and the urge. That's why I said I want to talk about Kenya. She wants to be loved. My opinion of Kenya is because her background is that her mother had her at a young age and didn't accept that she had children. And still won't accept Kenya, don't speak to Kenya. Didn't acknowledge the fact that this girl won Miss USA. Okay, that is a huge accomplishment. That is history.
It's history.
That is history. And that chick that, that little dumb chick on this show. I can't stand Portia. I can't stand Portia.
She's a weirdo.
She was just like, it ain't history. Oh, every dummy has a follower. If you were the president, that's part of history. Miss America, Miss USA, that's part of history.
It is.
You need to stop working on your grandfather's legacy, like Kenya said, and get your own thing popping off,
that
okay?
Was hilarious.
You have nothing going on but what you can get off of other people, what you get off of your husband, what you got off of your grandfather. You have no original ideas in your own brain, okay? All she could do is get decor, and then she spent all of his money on it. I don't want to look at price. I just get what you like. Either way, poor Kenya has the need and the urge to be wanted because of that. And her aunt took care of her. And at 42, She has no children. She's never been married. She's longing for love, attention, and affection wherever she can get it from. And other people are taking advantage of her and taking advantage of that. Okay, yeah. And I think Miss Phaedra knew she could slide in up on that.
Now that's just totally freaking
She
right.
comforted her in Anguilla when they went to Anguilla, and her quote-unquote boyfriend, which is supposedly a big fraud and scam, you know.
Yeah.
He put it out there that it was like that too. I think in her mind, she thought she was dating. She knew that this was all for the show. They put her on the show as actor. Everybody else's situations are real. Mm-hmm. And Walter, he was actually going to be playing that role, but she thought, like she says, no man can resist Kenya Moore. I think in her mind, she thought she could get him.
I don't know why she wanted him.
She's 42. She's getting desperate. Anything, because she knows her clock is ticking.
She better goddamn get with somebody. I mean, you're 42 years old.
She don't want nobody from the industry.
Pay somebody off, okay? Get with a young dude, have some fun, have a kid, and be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nene even said, I know the rich brother at the corner. We could go, and he wants kids, and he don't mind getting married, whatever. We could go get that juice and slap it in a turkey baster and pop it right on in there, Kenya, and you'll have your baby. That's all she needs is a baby.
Yeah, she'll be happy with a baby.
Yeah, because then she'll have somebody to love and somebody that will love her back equally and not be fake about it and not hurt her back.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, yeah.
But,
yeah. I don't know about that, but that is a different kind of side of Kenya that I've seen or whatever from other Kenya, which is like, this girl gets on my freaking damn nerves, or this woman gets on my freaking nerves or whatever. But like,
she can be very irking.
She is, I mean, you know, giving and things like that or whatever. Phaedra is the one who I am very shocked.
I'm keeping my eye on her.
Totally keep both eyes. 3 eyes.
You try to get this third one popping off up in here.
Because that is some red shit.
Phaedra. And I used to like Phaedra. Miss Southern Belle.
Okay.
Southern Belle from the A.
Yeah.
I don't trust her.
She was really, you know, on that.
I still kind of like her because she's just so sweet.
Yeah, I like that aspect of her, but
that sweetness. Because okay, she is a lawyer, so she's a piranha. And if she was Bobby Brown's lawyer, that girl could perform some miracles. Okay, because that man was in and out of jail. She knows her law back to back, especially dealing with Bobby Brown and working on his situations.
She seems like a pariah now.
Social pariah.
I don't know what's going on with that one. That one is
juicy. What do
totally
y'all think? Google it, guys. The book is coming out. It's a tell-all about Miss Phaedra.
And that is going to do some numbers. I think it's going to do some numbers. What do you think? I think it's going to do some numbers.
The tell-all book is the way to go now. Just like Keisha Cole's sister, Neffy, she's dropping a book talking about, you know, like Keisha's changed and her aspect and her point on it is that I looked out for you and took care of you. Why are you talking trash about me now? Like I didn't do anything for you. All she wants is respect. And like she feels as though they're not respecting, they don't like her. The point of the matter is y'all tried to do that show to get together. Y'all are just sisters. Y'all don't like each other. Just because y'all sisters don't mean y'all gonna get along. And y'all need to leave it at that. You're on a different aspect of life and so is she. Now, Miss Phaedra and her and friends, you can pick your friends, you can't pick your family. For her to do that to her friend is even grimier. Yeah, and y'all knew what y'all were doing. And as a lawyer, you should have been smarter than that to cover all of that donkey booty, okay?
But she knew that she couldn't do that. She knew she couldn't do that.
She could have covered her behind by taking care of her and answering the phone calls. This girlfriend is stating that, allegedly stating that she never answered the phone. Right. She wouldn't answer her mother's phone call. She wouldn't answer nobody's phone calls. They had no money, no nothing, because Phaedra had the money. She didn't even get her cut from doing the thing. Which makes me believe it's true, because look how Phaedra's trying to cut out Kenya on national television. Like, yeah, you get us the distribution deal and you produce it. I'm not going to give you your 10%. I'm not even going to give you back in. I'm not going to take care of you at all. Do for me right now. I'm not going to do nothing for you. I'm just your friend. And this don't even want to be our friend. That's why Apollo was just like, well, what about your friendship? She was just like, well, luckily we haven't been friends that long. And gave a cute little Southern Belle. Southern Belle smile.
That's not how you do it. Now that's not how you do it.
Ooh, stay tuned for the latest on what's going on with Miss Phaedra Parks and Apollo.
And let us know what the heck you think, because that is some random.
It is juicy. Google it. Leave it in the comment box, and don't forget, just I don't even know what to say about it because I like Miss Phaedra. I'm shell shocked a little bit.
Yeah, really. Well, guys, until then,